respect AD for coming back despite the Mavs' slim chances this season?
Kind of yes and no. I feel like the more wins they get, that like takes away from the draft balls, right? If they keep winning, they go pause. But the balls, they don't get enough balls.
You can't pause and then balls.
They don't get.
You can't pause if you.
I'm just saying they don't get a lot of balls.
No, what I'm saying if you that you don't need to pause. It's just regular.
All right, you know in that ball cage, they don't get a lot of balls.
Yeah.
The balls.
One more time.
One more time.
Say it one more time, Nick, please.
Say it with some passion and don't lick your lips when you do it this time. Okay? Don't do that shit again. Okay? Don't do the round.
One more time, please.
Don't describe them either. Don't do that either. I don't like none of the shit you just did, man. That was too comfortable.
But no, so they got a chance to get like a top 5 pick, right? If they lose more, like they could get like Harper or
so Mavs currently 11th.
Bailey or somebody like that.
Currently 11th in the West. Blazers are 3 games behind them, so they would end somewhere in that range. Definitely be in lottery contention if they don't try to make the play-in playoffs.
Mm-hmm. And right now, I think it's good for him to come back just to show that, you know, he's hungry. He want to play no matter if they losing or he getting motivated from other guys, from them corner guys out there. And
to motivate the corner.
Yeah, you know.
Rashad, looking at AD, you know, trade to the Mavs. They lose Kyrie with the ACL injury. Not really much to play for except for pride at this point, but AD said he want to get back on the court. Tired of hearing people call him street clothes. And do you respect him for doing that? I'm just being honest. That's the narrative around him. He's always hurt.
When they call him that.
We thought he'd be done for the season after he suffered that adductor strain with the amount of games he was going to miss. Some of us did.
It's an adductor strain. And it wasn't even what Paolo and France had down there. You know, they was out longer, but I think he was able to recover. I think he's good. And you look at the Mavs dynamic, what they're missing, you know, what they have to deal with, and you say, okay, if we bring AD in and we get a win, we're feeling good about what we don't have in Kyrie, the corner boys that are out here trying to help us, and we say if we bring AD and make him a centerpiece, we get to show the world again what it looked like in New Orleans when he was a centerpiece, but it ain't the healthy AD, but it's a guy that can actually give you hope, like we were all talking about. And I think, how many games they got left?
I think about like 10 or 11.
10 games, and they're out how much? They're about 5 games out?
So they are currently 11th in the West. In order to get into actual playoff contention, they're 6.5 games away from the 6th spot, 5.5 games away from the 7th or 8th spot right now.
Where are they at from 9?
So right now they are a half game behind the Kings, who are the 9th seed, tied with the Suns, but the Suns on the tiebreaker.
We got AD, we got 10 games left, we can get 4.
But do you?
But do they want to get forward?
Do you want to get forward?
Well, he's not playing today.
Does it make sense to try to even sneak into the playoffs?
Yes.
The AC
Yes, 100%.
Why?
Because you have a legacy that you're trying to build with every team, right? San Antonio Spurs, 19 straight seasons with Tim Duncan, they were in the playoffs. You always want to have that on your resume. When I'm on the team, we went to the playoffs.
Making the play-in count?
I think so, because you have a chance to get in. Look at Embiid. He came back the same way we talking about AD.
And
right?
look at him this year.
Right? It went too far. But what happened last year when he actually played for the play-in? They got in. They got to the first round.
But
they gave the hope.
Now look at him.
And then he went.
At what cost?
At the cost of him actually finishing out the season healthy, going to the Olympics, and overdoing it. He overdid it after.
Think about it.
But think about AD. If he's healthy, he can play. We can win 5 out of the next 10 and get us in the 9th spot. Yeah, we'll lose in the first round, but the hope of us Dallas Mavericks, when we know when Kyrie come back, we know we can go further than this. Kyrie.
But then you won't get a good player in the draft.
Yeah.
You don't need a good player in the draft.
Yes.
You do now.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't.
Because Kyrie's
And you got
gone.
good trade value. You
just
can move up
trust
and
in
get
what
people
you got. Trust in what you got. You remember you just moved this one thing for this. You got to trust now on what you got.
He's in a hard situation.
Unless you're moving Clay.
You got good trade pieces.
If you can trade the pieces for other complimentary, I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. But
So, Gil, do you respect AD for coming back this season despite the Mavs' slim chances of making the playoffs?
Yeah, I respect any player that wants to go out there and and play and give it his all. But is it a smart move? No.
Yeah.
I mean, one, you see what happened to Embiid, right? You've seen that. We see what Dallas has been going through, right? Luck is not on y'all side right now. The writing's on the wall. It's a bad cloud over there. So bringing him back to potentially get hurt again, not smart. Even if he plays healthy all the way through the season, what did he do besides take you out of the lottery? Right now, you're a lottery team.
Yeah.
So if you got the 3rd pick in the NBA draft, you're saying that's not worth sitting AD for, right? Because all he do is just going to play you out of the lottery when you are a lottery team right now with AD on your team, with Clay on your team, with Kyrie on your team. So if you can get somebody like young boy,
Which one? The Bailey or Harper?
Bailey. You fuck around, get the 3rd pick, and Bailey's there. And you're talking about adding that type of player to that roster.
Yeah.
Starting or coming off the bench. That is a very good move.
Yeah, it could be
Because it
like
costs you
Tatum.
nothing, huh?
Be like Jason Tatum.
Yeah, like it's, because you want to talk about a dynasty of Tim Duncan. How the fuck you think they got Tim Duncan? A great-ass team. They start getting hurt. They decided, sit everybody. So David Robinson didn't come back. Sean Elliott didn't come back. They didn't come back. They just all set, got the #1 pick, Tim Duncan, come back the next year, champions.
So just to throw that out there, right now, according to Tankathon, the Mavs would have a less than 2% chance of securing any of those top 4 picks.
Tell me why would it make sense if
That's why they
the Mavericks would give up on a future for win now to lose and go back to the whole thought of the future? You just got rid of Luka for that same sentiment. We want to win now, so why would we go? Why would we go waste time in the draft trying to pick a potential guy?
It's a great draft.
You're
So you're gonna
wasting
win?
time.
They want to win. now.
So you're going to win today? You're going to win a championship now?
They were, but that's
the
over
whole
now.
goal and plan behind the Luka trade was to win now.
I don't know.
But you're not
I'm still
winning
not
now.
rocking with the win now. when
Everyone's
you just
hurt.
got to the
Yes, so
finals.
why just keep everybody hurt?
So if we're gonna still have this mentality, we either gonna keep the guys we got, wait for opportunity to get another piece, or
This
we
is
offer.
It's the opportunity.
This is not the opportunity.
So you want a veteran piece?
This is
haven't
the opportunity.
played with Kyrie and AD yet.
The Nets threw the game. You thought
You haven't had this. You haven't looked at this yet, and you haven't
You're not
looked at it
going
with
to
Clay.
for a while.
So you had the opportunity. If this injury doesn't hurt, you had Clay, Kyrie, and AD. And when they was on the court for that one little stint, it was
okay.
like
It's
it looked
all right.
good. All right, look good. So if we can see that.
But that's not gonna happen next season.
That's not going to happen this year.
So if you break it up now, you're never gonna see it.
Who said break up
breaking them
anything?
up?
You're gonna have to offload pieces. You just
Who said anything about offloading? We're saying you don't
Gotta
win.
draft.
You don't win. You get the draft pick. We didn't say nothing about trading anybody. You inherit him because you just don't bring.
Because you
AD
just
back.
lose. Because you want to lose.
Yes, you're losing anyway. You're already there.
Oh, you're not. If you go to the playoffs and you
Why would you
take a
want-
run,
But it's like for no reason then.
San Antonio,
You get to
55
the
wins.
Playoffs and then what?
San Antonio
You're
gonna get
in
a
the
good
same
pick,
exact
right?
spot you were
the
in.
Dallas Mavericks that made it to the playoffs.
What did San
We're
Antonio
not the
do
Dallas
this
Mavericks
the
that
play-in.
didn't make it to the playoffs.
Who cares?
The play-in.
We're not that team.
Playing.
We don't look like we're rebuilding.
I don't.
You're not rebuilding. Your team is there. You're just getting. Okay, here we go. San Antonio,
Go ahead.
55 wins, 62 wins, 59 wins.
Hey.
They get hurt 96, 97.
Does he
They
have his-
set everyone.
I haven't looked over there.
I
Does he
just
have
let you
his-
talk.
Does he have his phone in
Just
his
let you
hand?
talk, man.
San Antonio doing
He has
all
his
this
phone
shit
in his
though.
hand?
Of course.
Fox.
Okay, I was just making sure
He
he had
has
his
to
phone
read
in
his
his hand.
information.
55 wins, 62 wins, 59 wins. So we know who they are. Everybody gets hurt the following year. They win 20 games.
Damn.
They draft, who you think? Tim Duncan.
Timothy.
With a team that won 59 wins, 60. They didn't get rid of nobody. They just added a #1 player in the country. A year later,
They win.
champions.
Ain't that what they
And then
doing
they've been
this
a
year?
dynasty since.
Who's done that since?
Ain't they doing that this year too?
Who's done that
Nobody.
They
Warriors.
said Fox, right?
done that
Well,
We had
Warriors.
surgery, so you
okay.
since? Who's done that
Warriors.
since?
Warriors. No, there's usually a team
They
like
did
that.
build in the
Who's done that
draft.
since the Warriors? There's two teams.
Oh, okay, so you just asked me who did it since I tell you the
Two
Warriors.
teams. There's not 40 teams.
How many teams?
Boston, right?
Well, yeah,
About
you have
30
to
teams.
have a very
It's
unique
not 10
situation.
teams.
How many teams?
It's not 5 teams. It's not even 3 teams.
Until now.
It's like
How many number one teams get that lucky to all be hurt for that 60-something win team to be in that situation? So if you are in a sense of in that situation, you have to take advantage of it.
Is there a Tim Duncan talent in the draft?
Yeah. Not
A Caucasian gentleman.
But they're not
not
getting.
a
They're
big
not
man,
getting
but it's
one
some
pick.
good talent in this draft.
I mean, they might. Shit. A chance is still a chance. Is that what you say? Everybody got a chance.
So
Ain't
let
that
me
what you
just
said?
let me throw this out there too. Throw this out there too. If you're the Mavs right now, you got
You said that right?
there is a chance. But if you have Kyrie now on a player option, his future in Dallas uncertain, wouldn't it behoove you to tank the rest of the season to try to get a high value draft pick just in case as a safety net if Kyrie does decide to take his talents elsewhere in the offseason? Not saying it's gonna happen. Obviously, it
got a
looks like
player
he's
Damn,
gonna
I
stay
didn't
in
even
Dallas.
think about
You
that.
got a player option?
He has a
He
player
slides.
option.
What if he dips out?
Well, you think he would slide?
I don't think he will.
Slide for the tanking, or you slide for he want to go somewhere else?
Go somewhere else.
Kyrie?
I don't think he will though.
Kyrie could go. That'll be a good trade value, trade pick too. I mean, trade too.
I think Kyrie's staying.
I mean, it's like being bad all year, guaranteed a lottery.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're
And
like,
then all of a sudden, ooh, I want to get the 20th pick. That's stupid. That's just not a smart business. I've been losing all year.
Well, we see what Dallas been doing business-wise the last few weeks, so who knows?
So if you're the Mavs, you tell AD, hey, look, brother, we respect you. We appreciate your desire to want to be on the court with this squad.
Yeah.
But go ahead and come over here and chill.
I mean, just teams like that, it just doesn't happen. Like, you just don't, everyone gets hurt and your luck goes that bad, being that good, and then you inherit. I mean, that's what I said. When Golden State happened, it's like, damn, you got the number one pick. If you would have made that pick right, you would have had LaMelo Ball over there. That's a fucking different team. Yeah. You went after a big, I get it. Y'all ended up winning a championship, but if you would have had LaMelo Ball, look what your franchise, you'd have been very different because you end up off in that anyway. You wouldn't have got LaMelo Ball. You right now would have LaMelo Ball and Curry.
But no,
That's a different-
no championship though.
They didn't win a championship with their big anyway, so they would have still had it.
They what?
They didn't win a championship.
You don't think they
with
still the one with LaMelo?
Yeah, because they would have still got Poole.
What?
How
Poole
big
They'd
was
have still had Poole anyway,
Poole was
second
like
round.
Big baller
Poole was
brand?
a late pick.
Never lost?
They had Wiseman. They didn't use Wiseman.
Wiseman did not
Things
play.
happen for a reason.
No facts, but
Things happen
I'm
for a
still
reason,
like
like
that
that.
would be crazy if LaMelo was on Warriors.
Would have never.
That'd have been crazy.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the season plays out for Anthony Davis and the Mavs.
I don't know. That'd have been great though.
What?
Melo.
Melo and Steph.
That's hard, bro.
I guess, I mean, you needed.
I would like
think
to see it.
You thought like you needed to inherit your big. You still got the two young guards. I mean, you still got Clay and what's the name?
Might have been too many light-skinned dudes.
I mean, the
on
pick
one
didn't
roster.
make sense, obviously, but in hindsight, you're like, damn, that would have been
Even
a
if it's
cool
not,
pick.
even if I'm not drafting for Curry, I'm still having like protection for Clay. Just had the knee surgeries. Well, he didn't even have that yet.
Yeah, he did. It was
Not the next one.
It was the year after the final. They lost to KD and all of
Because
them.
they lost to the finals and they had that
Yeah.
horrible
That
year.
2-year stretch of
Because KD left.
Yeah.
What's her name is?
Hurt stuff.
Steph was hurt, yeah.
Everyone was hurt, yeah.
nasty time in Warriors Nation. But nonetheless, let's keep this thing moving. Thanks to Mando for sponsoring today's podcast.